All right, the time is now 10:01. Being respectful of everybody's calendar, we're going to get started here on time. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. It's a fantastic day on the west coast of Canada, where Essential Software is based. Essential Software Solutions is a 100% Canadian software reseller and professional consulting firm that's been doing business across Canada for over 40 years. You may affectionately hear me refer to them as ESS. My name is Dan Telep. I've been involved in leading software implementations in the ERP space for over 20 years. I've had the privilege of working with over 60 different businesses to implement ERP, and I've also helped add value to countless others. Today I'm here to show you how Infor CPQ can help you simplify and expedite the sale of complex and configured items. We'll look at several tools, including 2D and 3D automated design. A little housekeeping before we get going. This is a presentation, not a discussion. So I ask that you hold your questions and applause till the end of the presentation, when I'll unmute the microphones and open the floor to questions. Also feel free to use the webinar built-in features to raise your hand or ask questions as we go, and I'll pick those up at the end. Before we jump right into the tool set, I thought I'd let a few of our product users speak about how they have transformed their sales organizations with CPQ, as well as a testimonial. Quaker, a window and door manufacturer, talks here about how CPQ is driving continued and steady growth year after year. Seneca, a manufacturer of PCs and servers, talks about how their costs have been reduced by eliminating errors, returns, and rework. And Hutting, a building product distributor, credits CPQ for differentiating themselves in the market by making them easier to do business with. So let's make sure you're in the right meeting. CPQ helps discrete manufacturers like you design, market, sell, make, and deliver configurable products or configured products. Examples of industries we work with include industrial equipment, high-tech, specialty vehicles, building products, construction and agricultural equipment, boats and watercraft, and even fashion. All of these industries have companies that can and do leverage CPQ. Let's start by unpacking each letter of the acronym. Infor CPQ provides the ability to see, configure, more than just products, but also to include systems of products and services. P for price, not just to the end customer, but also to calculate cost, margins, discounts, price adders, to drive dynamic pricing models. And Q for quote is not just about generating a document. It also addresses the need for to enable self-service quoting across all sales channels with a web-enabled tool that will help users efficiently manage both simple and complex quoting requirements. We also expand the typical definition of CPQ by adding F for fulfill, automating the quote-to-order conversion process to drive manufacturing requirements right to the shop floor, while also providing the exact same powerful configuration experience within your ERP to manage the order changes. CPQ addresses tough industry challenges with a complete solution. At the center of the solution is the product configurator, which allows you to make easy to select and quick configurable products. The product configurator is surrounded by a set of applications which provide advanced capabilities such as design automation, which allows you to include auto-generated CAD files and drawings as part of your sales and manufacturing processes. The sales portal, which extends the power of the product configurator to your sales channels, making them self-sufficient and able to offer a superior customer experience. If you already have an ERP, the configurator can simply be a button in your estimating window or sales order entry window, but the sales portal puts it out there on the web so that distributors can access it and customers can access it, and there's no limit to user count on the sales portal. As well as document automation, which enables you to assemble and deliver complete, accurate, personalized proposals in minutes. All of these capabilities deliver considerable advantage, or rather value to your organization, and that value is amplified when it's connected to your ERP system. Our CPQ addresses tough market challenges like flat or declining sales, increasing costs, and brand commoditization. Flat or declining sales that are often the result of industry demand, making products harder to sell, reps aren't that productive, and long lead times for the introduction of new products. We see increasing costs that are driven by order errors, rework and scrap, and a lot of duplication of efforts or entry, and brand commoditization that results from being difficult to work with or only offering cookie cutter products, not exactly what the customer wants. Virtually no one creates an entirely new product anymore. Nearly all products constitute variations or enhancements or improvements on existing items. You can't create a product with attributes that never existed before, but you can create a new variation on an existing attribute to create something unique and compelling. That's enough to make most customers feel invested in the outcome. Guided selling through product configuration and customization increases customer satisfaction and loyalty by fulfilling your customer's desire for an utterly unique product or experience and allowing for customers to have an active role in the formation of complex products. It also provides customers with complete knowledge of the available options and components for current and future orders. CPQ addresses tough industry challenges with a complete solution that provides robust capabilities. I'm just going to highlight 5 here. 5, or rather, easy configuration of complex product, multi-channel quoting and ordering, dynamic images, drawings, and models, which we're going to get to here in a sec, compelling proposals, and brand control, and anytime, anywhere access. CPQ makes it easy to select and configure complex products with powerful and visually appealing experience. This is an example of how a gearbox manufacturer uses a variety of techniques to guide a user to the right product, whether it be through images, radio buttons, drop-down boxes. It ensures only valid options can be selected and can even be set up to include additional features, options, or accessories to upsell the customer. CPQ provides a manufacturer-branded self-service selling portal to empower all of your sales channels, including inside sales, outside sales, regional managers, dealers, distributors, manufacturer reps, whoever, with the ability to configure, price, quote, and order products. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you some real-life examples of public web pages that use our configurator to help them sell and promote their products. CPQ has powerful visualization capabilities to support the selling and manufacturing experience, whether it's static look-alike images like the bikes, automated real-time rendered images like you see with the boat, or dynamic 2D drawing or assembled 3D CAD models as you see with the door and the pump. These capabilities can be used to provide visual confirmation of what the user has selected, in addition to being used downstream in the manufacturing process. CPQ can automatically assemble a variety of documents the user needs to form a complete, accurate proposal. On a case-by-case basis, the user can select whether they want to include things like cover letters, spec sheets, warranty information, terms and conditions, or whatever else. And again, I'm going to demonstrate all this in a few moments here. Whether you're working at your desk, on the road, or side by side with a customer, CPQ Sales Portal is accessible anywhere, anytime, literally on any device. All right, so let's jump into the software, which is what we all came here to see. So as you can see, I'm accessing this through a typical web browser. I'm just going to log in here. There it goes, it woke up. So what we're looking at here is the CPQ Sales Portal. This is where a distributor or a sales agent would log in to create new quotes and proposals, as well as customer details, project details, status inquiries on in-process orders, and you can really configure this for what you want people to see. For today's session, we're going to work in quotes. That's where the value of CPQ is best demonstrated. And here we can see and search on current and past quotes by entering your filters in the header here and searching. There's nothing groundbreaking about this. We've all seen this type of grid before. You know, it shouldn't, let me just go here and we'll create a new quote. At the top, we have some typical information that we can fill in, like who the customer is. And from here, there are several options. We can do a lookup on an item. I like to use the product catalog because it demonstrates the variety and function of products that can go on here. So it starts to feel like a buying experience right now, whether we're looking at different products or types of products or product lines. You break this up how you want to see it. For today's example, I'm going to go into equipment, and I'm going to choose the Cyclone here. And I have a quantity of 1, so I'm just going to hit configure. And this is where the configurator will come up. And we start our collaborative buying experience. Okay. So the Cyclone is one of our most complex demo models. It does both 3D and 2D rendering. But what we see here is the ability to pick some various options. So I can enter my value, I can look it up to see what the different options are. But as I do these different things, it's actually changing the cutting information over here. So what I'm demonstrating is how as I pick the different options of the product, we're actually changing the cut sheet that's going to go to the shop floor, as well as all the other drawings behind it that I'll show later, both our 2D CAD drawings and three-dimensional representation of what we're building. So again, different ways we can go through and pick our options, but at the end of the day, these are the options that are available. We can't pick an invalid option. I'll say yes to the air ramp. We'll go with the 6-inch diameter. I might put this to 3. You see, as I hover over it, it tells us, it gives me more information. I can also go over here and see that by hovering over the blue values. As I scroll down, there's different things I have to enter. I'll just quickly enter some values so that we can get to the good stuff. Excuse me. The other thing I wanted to show before we actually do that over here is that behind the scenes, the configurator can do all sorts of complex calculations. So in order to render all these dynamic drawings and with all these circumferences and diameters and curves, there's some complex calculations going on behind the scenes. We don't typically show this to a customer, but I wanted to show it in the demo so that you can see that these in real time are being readjusted based on the values that I put in here. Okay, so as we go through here, we can see the options. We can then look and see a summary of what we've purchased. Again, we're looking at all of the calculations here, but I can go ahead and finish this particular line item. It shows up. You know, it shouldn't be a surprise. Everyone involved in the persuasion business knows that nobody argues with their own data. Successful sales professionals know the power of fine-tuning a proposal to make a client feel like it's their own idea. A sense of ownership creates commitment. Unfortunately, it isn't practical to apply the IKEA model to every industry. You can't really ask a customer to configure his own medical device or construct his or her own heating or cooling system. But you can do the next best thing by offering your prospects configuration and customization options during the quoting process. In an age where customers expect to be able to make their own choices, a company that can gracefully offer customers a range of options and features as part of the sales process can gain a major competitive advantage. So it takes a few minutes because this is so complex for the system in the background that's whirring away to produce all those drawings that are required to send to the shop floor with the traveler once it goes over to the ERP. So it usually takes about 2 minutes. It's going to render out, I think, 6 2D models and 1 3D while it goes through there. I should also mention that at many different levels we have the ability to adjust price or change options. We also have full revision control. So if we were to send this quote out and the customer said, you know, I love that Cyclone, but could you just make this one change? And you want to track and compare those changes, we can create a new version just by clicking this button. It will create a version 2 that we can then change. Version 1 remains in the system that we can then compare to. Let's see if we have our content yet. There it is. So this is where we can now see all of the documents or drawings. Oh, yeah, it looks like I already did this, that were created from that particular configuration that I did. All of these are available to look at. Let's take a look at the 3D. I'll just drop it in my May demo folder, and again, it's going to replace the one that's there. And here again, we can see my configured product from every angle and side that we want to see it. We can zoom in if we want to take a closer look, but this is exactly what I ordered. This reduces errors. This gives the customer or the prospect that sense of ownership. All right. So by employing product-focused CPQ software, the sales rep for this cyclone, for example, can guide a customer through all the options step by step, explain the value of each option. The customer can make the product choices that suits his or her own interests. As the customer chooses their options one after another, their sense of investment in the product will increase. This demonstrates how the system can take your inputs and apply complex calculation and create the entire product. So let's create another product, a little bit different, but valuable none the same. So I'm just going to find the Aussie window here, which is the item that we want to configure. And we're going to have a completely different look and feel to this experience. This just speaks to the flexibility of the software. So in this particular case, we might be looking for a particular manufacturer's product that we're looking to order. So this is Southern Star. We have the ability to pick the different types of windows. So again, I'm not selling a window, so I'm not going to talk about the different features, but this allows you to go through and select all the various options and the product series that's required, and then we get the different product styles. So again, visual representation of how these items are supposed to go together. Window panels, yes, we want window panels. What panel type do we want? We want the ventilated ones. And again, the drawing is being rendered in real time here on the right-hand side. Various entries that we can put in here, whether we're doing actual or rough opening. These are important options in this particular industry. But let's continue down this particular path. Here we have colors and finishes. So for exterior color, you can see that we're employing yet another way to interact with the system. I'll go with the black exterior color, and I'll make all exterior colors the same. So it automatically picked these values based on that selection. Had I selected no, I would have manually picked these. On the interior, I'll go with the lacquer finish, and I'll make these the same as well. So it automatically populates those. Distance, lowest light is from the floor. Again, this is important for this particular product. What glaze type do we want? We want the double, the decor glazing. None is the only option in this particular case, and we'll continue to go through the process. But at every stage, we're getting visual feedback to the buyer or selling agent to make sure that we're doing the right thing. I'm going to show manufacturing details because this is really important when we talk about integrating with an ERP. I'm not showing an ERP here today, and we integrate with many. But when you do a configuration and we continue to walk through this, what we're putting out to the ERP system is routing information. So what are the operations and run times that need to go into this? So this particular window needs to go and have the materials picked. We need to cut the top and bottom rails. We need to do the insulated glazing seal, and then it goes through packaging. And the run times. Bill of material information also gets passed. So, what are the materials that we're using? What are the sizes? All of that information is calculated in the CPQ and then sent to the ERP to automatically create the work order on the shop floor. But back to the buying experience, here we can see all of our options. If we see an option that didn't quite look right, we can go back and simply click on that, and it'll take us back to that exact spot in the process so we can make a change. But once we're ready, we can go ahead and finish this particular item. All right. My third and final configuration model I'm going to demonstrate is an example process of how a company might deal with exception handling. For really special one-of-a-kind requests, this is how we might go about it. So when the configuration won't handle something, what do you do? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to take an auger. And it's going to find the options here, and we're going to go configure. And I'm going to start configuring this particular auger for my customer. I do apologize. It's a little bit slower than usual. I'm not quite sure what's going on in the background. So what auger type? I'm going to use my rock auger, and I'm going to pick my options using the intuitive interface that comes with CPQ. Okay, I want that particular bullet tooth, and I want to make a special request because we allow those. I want some black pearl paint on this, and I want to send an email for approval to engineering to make sure we can do this and what it's going to cost. Just by clicking that button, it tells me that my request is being sent to engineering for approval, and I'll be notified of any changes to configuration and pricing right away. So that's all I would have to do as the sales rep. Now to simulate this properly, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to log off. I'm going to log in as Wendy. Wendy's in engineering. And although I'm not showing it, Wendy would have received either a task or an email alert telling her that this particular quote required her attention. She would have logged into the CPQ or the ERP, went and found that order, and they would come down and look at the particular options for the auger. And what we'll see here is that Wendy has some available options that the sales reps don't as the engineer. So here we can see the internal customer service engineering tab. After I do some investigation, I might decide that this is worth about 1,500 bucks. I'm going to approve this. I'm going to have to, we need to, and I might have the part for it here, so I could add it to the bill of material. But essentially, I've marked this as complete. I've approved it. This can now carry on. So I'll finish this. The price populates over here. This quote is now ready for the sales rep or distributor to present to the client or prospect. The sales rep would have gotten an email or a task alerting him to the fact that this particular quote had been approved. So I'll log off here again. I'll log back in as Daniel. Only my grandma calls me Daniel. So here's my quote. I have everything I need. I have my pricing. And now we can evaluate and do the final prep before we send this to the customer. Now there's a few things we can do. We can adjust the line price as a sales rep. Depending on, again, configuration and security, you can control this or turn it right off. But I wanted to show a lot of the flexibility here. So there might be a manufacturer's discount that they pass on, and we might want to charge a discount to the end user so they can see that, and that will follow through into the sales order. We can also do header level adjustments. So we can do discount by % off of list or a multiplier. We can do pricing by markup or margin. There's near unlimited amount of ways you can set this up and configure it to be pricing the way you do your pricing for your business. Once we've got the pricing that we want, we're basically ready to send this off for quote, or for presentation rather. So let's look at document automation. I have my quote, I have my items, I've got the price that I want, and I'm going to prepare the document. Here's where I can now configure the elements of my proposal. I can choose a format. Standard logo will go with Work It's Beautiful. I can include my cover page, intro, terms, warranty, etc. I can do a line summary with option details, and I'll just carry on from there. So not only does it speed up the creation of the document, what you also create is some real brand control. If you're working with 100 different distributors that are quoting and selling your products, you know, you don't want them all to be working off of different spreadsheets. You want your brand to be consistent worldwide, or as far around the globe as you do reach. So what this does, as we take a look at this, is allow you to really, let me just drop this in here, do that. So here's my work is beautiful proposal. As I scroll through this, let me just zoom out a bit so it looks a little bit better. We can see that it's auto-filled my contact and company name. It's put in my cover letter. We've got the items that we ordered, the dust collector, the window, and the auger, followed by my terms and conditions and my warranty info. So everything that I asked for is there. This proposal is ready to send. We can also do that right from the system here if we wanted to, but we don't have any email integration set up here. So this is essentially ready to go. Now you're probably thinking, okay, what I've seen here is all well and good. It looks incredible, but we'd need to hire a team of programmers to input and manage all the variations and all the flexibility that you just talked about. We don't have an appetite for that. And I'm going to disagree and say not so. And to show you, I'm going to break one of the golden rules of any software demo, and that's don't open the hood. It's too complicated. You'll lose people. Let's take a look, because when you look at the back end of CPQ, this is the design studio for the configure price quote. And what we can see here as we're looking at a window is how it's very intuitive and flows like a flow chart. Each one of these represents a rule or condition, so a particular condition exists, and then we can see all the details over here at the side. So my base price is based on the window type and dimensions, and all of these details are carried forth over here. So with a robust and powerful tool set, including all of the manufacturing rules and integration, 2D and 3D tools, you build these models for your products. Excuse me. Someone that understands AutoCAD or SolidWorks picks this program up really quickly. It's very intuitive for them. They use all the same sorts of logic that they would use to build up a drawing in their traditional environment. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show on the back-end design studio for today. Let me just jump back here and we'll go back to the slide deck. All right. So CPQ enables you to design, market, sell, make, and deliver your configurable manufactured products. It helps you address tough market challenges such as declining sales and brand commoditization. We deal with this with a complete solution that provides robust capabilities through an intuitive user interface. All of this drives real value for your company by increasing your sales, reducing your costs, and differentiating your brand. CPQ is going to increase your sales because you're quoting in minutes, not days, and that drives more quotes for your business. When you consistently cross-sell and upsell, it results in larger orders. Faster and new product introductions allow you to grow market share because the design studio is so flexible and easy to work with. And complete personalized proposals lead to better win rates and better brand control. You're going to speed up your sales cycle. Every marketing guru talks about engagement and the customer journey, but you can't forget that the journey must end with a sale. While customer engagement can contribute to a successful customer journey, the kind of engagement that matters is the kind that increases the speed and probability of the sale. CPQ technology provides an essential fork in the road for the customer journey, an exit ramp, as it were, from engagement to conversion. It's the point at which you've clearly moved the customer from the marketing phase into the sales process. In many cases, CPQ can help turn a prospect into a customer more quickly by offering an immediate, concrete, and compelling view of what the customer wants to buy. And that's what you want to sell. You'll have less friction. The quoting process requires you to gather information from multiple sources, calculating prices and quantities with options and parts, and considering multiple details. If you have to handle that process manually, there's no way to avoid delays. But when you use an automated process, quoting requires less work and happens faster. You'll be more responsive to buyers or customers. According to a recent report by Forrester, emotion was the #1 factor in customer loyalty across 17 of the 18 industries that were studied. By allowing greater customer involvement in the configuration process with a CPQ system that gives quick visual feedback and a wide choice of options, you engender a sense of ownership by the prospect that tends to lead to a faster sale and long-term customer loyalty. You'll have faster, more accurate quotes. The fact is, nobody enjoys the drudgery of preparing RFP responses, but a quick, complete response to an RFP improves your odds of getting the business. With CPQ, you can make RFP responses systematic by drawing on all the elements of previous RFP responses that you've already saved in your CPQ system. CPQ will keep your sales reps focused on selling. People who master the art and science of selling have far more valuable ways to spend their time than doing paperwork preparing a quote. It can cost between $75 to $90K to replace a telesales employee and up to $300,000 to replace people in top sales positions. By streamlining the process of pricing and quoting, you free up their time to do what they do best and improve your odds of retaining and improve your odds of retaining top talent. And it's going to differentiate your brand. You'll be providing fast, easy-to-use tools to make it easier to do business with you. You're going to be offering a superior buying experience resulting in increased customer loyalty. You'll be shortening the quote to delivery lead times by just having quicker turnaround on these quotes. And you can also have more product options available to support your efforts in meeting your increasing set of customer demands by having them quickly added via configurator. Aberdeen, an independent research firm, has compiled information across thousands of companies to publish these numbers comparing companies that use CPQ solutions to those who don't. Understanding that the sales race is often a race won by inches and not miles, these numbers are fairly significant. So why should you buy Infor CPQ? Well, here's the 5 reasons that I think are most important. It's simply the best product on the market. It's one solution for all your needs, not only in CPQ, but potentially also in ERP. Although we connect with many ERPs, when you work with an Infor ERP, it's a single solution built on a single platform. It works with all of your systems, so it can also integrate to external systems, as I alluded to. You've got the expertise you can count on with Infor, as well as us at ESS, and we're focused on customer go-lives. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Like I said, we have the best product in the market. It's fast, easy, complete, modern, and provides a great user experience. It's fast because it facilitates rapid configurations, modifications, and changes, even on the shop floor after it's gone through quoting. It's complete because it models all of your product knowledge, and it's a great user experience because all the information you need is in one place. CPQ provides one solution that meets all of your organization needs, whether it's engineering, marketing, sales, or manufacturing. For engineering, I showed you can get 2D and 3D design automation based on standard templates, and it can help you automate your special exception handling. For marketing, you get a consistent product presentation delivered to multiple sales channels. For sales, you get fast and easy quotes with personalized proposals. And manufacturing will get accurate bills of materials, routings, and the shop orders they need. CPQ is designed to work with your systems, whether it's ERP, CRM, or CAD. We also have an extensive list of ERP integrations over and above Infor ERP, including Microsoft AX and Epicor, and Microsoft Dynamics CRM. Here's a complete list of all of our standard integrations. We don't need to dwell on this, but I just want to brag. So the combination of Essential Software, or ESS, and Infor really delivers the right mix of experience that you can count on. There are some companies who have software and technology expertise but lack a deep understanding of your industry or local challenges. And there are other companies who have the software and industry expertise but lack the infrastructure and scale to deliver complete enterprise solutions. As a team, we deliver all three. We understand the discrete manufacturing industry, how software can be used to enhance your business, and how to apply today's technologies to build it. Here are a couple of companies who have implemented CPQ. So why do business with Infor? Well, they're the third largest and fastest growing enterprise software company in the world. They've invested over $2 billion in products in the last 3 years. And what that means to people like you and me is the rapid adoption of new technology and solutions like I just showed you. They have a global presence with over 70,000 customers in 194 countries, and they have micro-vertical solutions and industry expertise that you need to be successful. And our applications are built for the enterprise, the internet, and social business. Why talk to Essential Software? Well, we have a 40-year history of providing manufacturing software, implementation, and customization services to companies across Canada. We have a team of 14, I believe, with credentials that include CGA and APICS accreditation. We have BCIT instructors on staff who teach manufacturing and distribution concepts at our local institutions. We have over 80 successful implementations with a proven project management and implementation methodology that reduces the risk of any project like this. We've excuse me, we've done it a few times. It's not our first rodeo, and we help you achieve what you're looking for. But don't just take my word for it. Come meet our people, or we'll come meet you, see a more in-depth demonstration, and talk to our customers. One of our sales reps will be reaching out to you within the next 48 hours to get your feedback on what you saw here today, and also discuss what the next steps are for you in your evaluation of Infor CPQ. Well, that's the end of my presentation today. I hope I was able to show you a glimpse of how this solution might help your business increase sales, reduce costs, differentiate your brand, and really sell complex products more quickly and more effectively. Again, one of our sales reps will be contacting you shortly. I'm just going to check here and see if we have any raised hands or questions. I don't see any. I'm just going to unmute all. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure how to unmute all, so if anybody does have any questions, please raise your hand using the tool, the GoToWebinar tool that's likely open on your right-hand side of your screen. Okay, so no questions, no hands raised. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds, and then I'm going to thank you for your time and sign off. Okay, no hands or questions. All right, folks, thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Have a great day.